there now. In fairness, he worked pretty hard for that one, and like the defender was very close to him. But it will tell you the type of player that Graham Mulcahy is. Any way he gets it, he's quite dangerous, and it looks already that the Kilmallock full forward line are causing.
It's Oisín O'Reilly clean through and goal. Oisín O'Reilly goal for Kilmallock. Oisín O'Reilly with the goal puts them into a 1-3 to no score lead. It was a ball one in the half forward line. Jake Mulcahy had advantage at midfield. He decided to give a low ball in. O'Reilly had at least 10 yards of space. Barry Cusick was nowhere to be found. O'Reilly turned his man, and as per usual, you give Oisín O'Reilly that time and space, Matt, it ends up in the back of the net.
Oh yeah, there's only one result. That's a trademark goal from Oisín O'Reilly. And Murroe Boher, it's the last thing they needed at this stage was to hit it wide. I think they're going to make a change already, and certainly what this game certainly didn't need was Kilmallock to race into a 1-3 to no score lead after just there.
It's Darren Dunlea on for Barry Cusick.
For Barry Cusick, yeah, because certainly they are in trouble there in the full back line. All right, Seamus Hickey seemed to be in control in the early minutes, but Kilmallock are keeping it away from him for the last couple of balls that have gone in. And so, look, Murroe Boher need to get to grips with it very quickly.
Again, Kilmallock in full control, and it's Gavin O'Mahony low on to Houlihan. Houlihan inside to Phelim O'Reilly. O'Reilly on the run now, shooting chance for Kilmallock to make it 1-4 to no score. And O'Reilly makes no mistake. 7 minutes 20 seconds gone. Kilmallock have raced into a 1-4 to no score lead, and already, Matt, you have to say, is looking like an uphill climb from Murroe Boher at this stage.
Yeah, it looks to me as if Murroe Boher is suffering from stage fright at the moment. They're just not getting into it. Kilmallock are on top in all areas of the field and in all aspects of the play, and as the game is going on there, and like we're not into 10 minutes yet, they're asserting a grip and absolute control in the game at the moment. It badly needs this game needs Murroe Boher to quickly get off the mark.
And it's Dylan Sheehan attempting to do so from all of 50 metres with the angle, with a sideline cut, but it's high and it tails to the right. Another, that's Murroe Boher's third wide. As Matt said, they badly need a score just to even settle their nerves at this stage as Barry Hennessy restarts play. Long raking pucker from Hennessy looking for Phelim O'Reilly, but it's a Murroe Boher hand that gets to it first. And it's them that will clear their lines through Matthew Hanley. Hanley looking for Mikey Ryan down the full forward line. Ryan has it now at this stage, and Ryan, a very hard man to stop when he gets control of the ball on the run, but it's Kilmallock that have it. If ball comes back, shooting chance for Murroe Boher's first score of the game. It's Pat Tobin that has the shot, and Pat Tobin has got Murroe on the scoreboard. Kilmallock leading 1-4 to 1 point, as Matt, as we have already said on a couple of occasions, a badly needed score from Murroe Boher, and no surprise to see that it was Pat Tobin come up with it.
Yeah, the experience of Pat Tobin is invaluable in situations like that, and it was terribly important because they had missed the target on 3 occasions prior to that, so it was hugely important that they get off the mark. Now is the challenge to drive on from it and eat into that lead and dig themselves back into the game.
But it's Kilmallock on the attack again. Some slick handling in the half forward line. Phelim O'Reilly. It's a lovely hand pass from Jake Mulcahy, but it's Murroe Boher get the block in. It's Matthew Hanley again. In fact, it's Ross Kennedy gives it back to Seamus Hickey. Hickey now with 2 men on him is able to give it to Hanley. Hanley clears it long over the head of Philip O'Loughlin into Mikey Ryan, and Ryan appears to be fouled by Dan Joy, but referee Jason O'Mahony decides to play on, and back to Pat Tobin again. It's 2 from Tobin, and Murroe Boher getting a bit of momentum together now.
Yeah, certainly is playing a much better now for the last 2 or 3 minutes. Like Michael Ryan came out, he got possession, like he looked up and he saw Pat Tobin in a much better position, and the finish was exquisite from Pat Tobin because it was from a considerable distance.
Back with play as Micheál Houlihan wins a free for Kilmallock here. He's been fouled by Aaron Kennedy, who's moved out from his corner forward starting position today. Seems to be operating. No, he's still there actually. In fact, it's Conor Burns that has moved back into half back line after that change, with Barry Cusick coming off after the tricky start to be replaced by Darren Dunlea. Either way, it's going to be Paddy O'Brien taking the frees. Interesting one to see Paddy taking him with Micheál Houlihan back in the team, Matt.
Yeah, I think that's an interesting decision, but obviously it's something that Kilmallock have prepared, and I suppose John Bruder and his management team are happy that he's the man to do it.
That's O'Brien lining this one up. Looks to be good from our angle here, and indeed it is. White flag raised by the umpire. Kilmallock now lead Murroe Boher 1-5 to 2 points after nearly 11 minutes of play. Quick puck out now by Murroe Boher, not for the first time. Seamus Hickey gives it across to Brian Timmins. Timmins under pressure from Paddy O'Brien. Timmins is able to come out with it at the moment and low ball to Aaron Kennedy. Kennedy's touch isn't the best, but he still gains control of it. It's a long ball into the Murroe Boher forward line. It's over the heads of several players, but it's dropped to Dan Joy. Dan Joy with plenty of time and space. Played upfield for Phelan O'Reilly. O'Reilly on the attack, taking on Matthew Hanley, and O'Reilly seems to have the run in him here. So Phelan O'Reilly into plenty of space. Shooting chance for Phelan O'Reilly. Goes for low for goal, and it's a good save. Very smart stop for Gavin Ryan. I'm not sure if Phelan O'Reilly went for a goal. If he did, he was trying to catch Gavin Ryan on the hop, but the Murroe Boher keeper was well able to the task.
Yeah, I think that's a better save than it might look at first. It was because I think the goalkeeper, and probably justifiably so, was probably convinced that Phelan O'Reilly was going to tap it over the bar, and whether, as you said, it was mishit or whether it was intentional, whatever it was a very good save by Gavin Ryan. No question about it. He saved his team. And we spoke about Paddy O'Brien taking the freeze. He passed the first test. Here he's now with a 65 into the breeze. Unfortunately not the same result.
No, that one tails to the right from Paddy O'Brien, kind of cut across it. From what we could see here, and invariably that'll go to the right hand side when a right handed player does that. Back with play here as Murroe Boher tried to work it out again. Matthew Hanley down, Dylan Sheehan with possession. Sheehan low one in, looking for Shawnee Tobin. Tobin has it. In fact, it's Pat Tobin again with a kind of effort off balance that Barry Hennessy is able to deal with quite comfortably, and he plays it out. It's overhit from Barry Hennessy, a lax clearance from Hennessy looking for Philip O'Loughlin. It'll give Dylan Sheehan another chance with a sideline cut. A little bit lax from Barry Hennessy there, Matt.
Yeah, uncharacteristic from Barry. He's normally pinpointing in those type of situations. Now Dylan Sheehan is stepping up. He's a good man to cut a ball. He cut the last one very well, but his radar was slightly off. He'll be hoping for a better result this time. But John, I cannot understand why Murroe Boher are persisting with the short puck out. With a strong breeze and with firepower like the Tobins up there, you should be getting the ball up to them. They should be getting the ball up into the area of Sean and Pat Tobin as quickly as possible.
Kilmallock now have the ball after Dylan Sheehan's sideline cut didn't really work out from Murroe Boher. It's Aaron Costello overplaying a little bit, but he's gotten away with it and finds Philip O'Loughlin with 20 metres of space, no one coming towards him. Philip O'Loughlin now with all the time in the world to find Oisin O'Reilly down in front of us here, down the far end, Ennis Road end, and it's O'Reilly plays it back inside. It's a beautiful touch from Abley. Goal chance for Kilmallock. It's blocked, and it's one found its way to the back of the net. Deflection off Brian Timmins. Gavin Ryan hadn't much chance with that. A good block from Timmins, but Matt, it's ended up in the back of the net.
It is, and it was Robbie Hanley that took the strike, and I suppose he will be credited with the goal. But John, the pass of Phelan O'Reilly to pick out the runner, and of course full credit to Robbie Hanley as well for the run he made, and that was an exquisite piece of play by Kilmallock, and it's opening up, you'd have to say, with almost 15 minutes gone, it's becoming a yawning gap.
As Graham Mulcahy now takes possession from a passenger space from Mulcahy, he opts to go with his right hand side and taps it over the bar. Great ball in from Micheál Houlihan, and again that second goal is put from Murroe Boher with a huge mountain to climb. Kilmallock now lead 2-6 to 2 points with less than 15 minutes gone. It's already looking for I don't know, Matt, it's hard to see a way back from Murroe Boher at this stage.
Yeah, it's hard to know what they do, because Kilmallock are obviously playing to their strengths. They know they have firepower inside in the full back line. They know that they're troubling the full back line. They're getting it in as quickly as possible at every opportunity. And here's a puck out that's kind of straight.
It's another sharp puck out that's gone awry from a Murroe Boher point of view. It's Phelan O'Reilly, Oisin O'Reilly with possession. He lays the ball back to Kevin O'Donnell. O'Donnell has all the time and space in the world to tap over yet another score for Kilmallock. It's easy for them at this stage. 15 minutes gone. Their lead is now 2-7 to 2 points, and Murroe Boher, architects of their own misfortune a little bit as well with these sharp puck outs. Game restarts, and it's Gavin Ryan goes long, but still Kilmallock come out with it with Benny Burke. It's Houlihan now with the ball. He's got Paddy O'Brien on his outside, but Houlihan takes it on himself, and he's still going Houlihan. Still going Micheál Houlihan. A great hand pass to Mulcahy. and he's under pressure from Derek Kennedy, but Mulcahy's away and he goes to look, has a chance for goal here. Graham Mulcahy shot, saved by Gavin Ryan. He cut down the angles well, but again it's too easy for Kilmallock. It'll be a 65. In fact, I think Justin Mahoney's given a free out. No, he hasn't. It will be a 65, Matt, but Kilmallock are cutting through the Murroe Boher defence like butter.
They're just absolutely like a hot knife through butter, John. You're absolutely right. And but you see, it stems from getting the ball in quickly. Like we saw Murroe Boher, they have the breeze. Look, when you're coming in here as an underdog, you need to make every advantage count. And like for Murroe Boher, that means using the wind to their advantage in the first half. And it means, like, we haven't seen Shawnee Tobin on the ball yet. And he's their key man, their main scorer. Because they're simply good persisting with this short puck out and this tapping and, driving it 10 metres. When Kilmallock aren't doing it. Kilmallock are playing it long for the most part. And getting it up to the Graham Mulcahy's, the Oisin O'Reillys, the Paddy O'Briens of this world who are hurting Murroe Boher.
The thoughts of Matt O'Callaghan from the Weekly Observer Vale Stars. Paddy O'Brien lines up this 65. He missed the first one, and it appears he's missed the second one as well. Maybe a bit long into the breeze for Paddy. But either way, it's another missed chance for Kilmallock. Doesn't seem to be hurting them too far. The few wides they've had as Gavin Ryan goes along with this one. Looking for Shawnee Tobin, as Matt said, but he's been marked extremely tightly by Robbie Hanley. And Hanley flicks the ball back inside. It's Benny Burke with possession, and a ton of options for Benny. This time he's taking the wrong one. Seamus Hickey will still have to chase back and get. He's under pressure from Phelan O'Reilly. Hickey now has ball though, and he looks for Gavin Ryan. It's not the best of passes to Ryan, but he's able to clear his lines and finds Conor Burns. Burns now launches it long, put it straight down the throat of Paddy O'Loughlin, but it's Pat Tobin has one possession from Murroe Boher. It's Tobin with his third shot of the game. Brilliantly done by Barry Hennessy to divert that away from being a score. He finds Philip O'Loughlin. Kilmallock come away with it again. It's Philip O'Loughlin, low ball. It's not a great one for Jake Mulcahy, and Dylan Sheehan's in there, but it's Mulcahy trying to win him now. Jack Casey from Murroe Boher, he can't get it up in his hand, and it's Aaron Costello who comes away with Kilmallock. Costello loses possession, manages to kick the ball back to Philip O'Loughlin, who in turn finds Kevin O'Donnell. O'Donnell now, shooting chance for O'Donnell. He instead gives it low to O'Reilly. A perfect ball for rushing O'Reilly. O'Reilly takes on his man, who at this stage is Derek Kennedy. Back to Micheál Houlihan. Houlihan makes no mistake from 25 metres. Another score from Kilmallock. And again, Matt, it has to be said, a very, very well worked score.
A very, very well worked score. I suppose it was the essence of simplicity in many ways. Direct. But it must be alarming for Murroe Boher. You see Pat Tobin, an excellent shot, looked to be a third point. Barry Hennessy had all the time and space in the world to juggle with the ball, which
it's a point there from Mikey Ryan as he went through on goal. Was played, Jason the man, he was playing advantage. Ryan knew that. He opted to go for goal. It was a high shot, powerful shot. Barry Hennessy had diverted it over the bar. 2-8 to 3 points in Kilmallock's favour after 19 minutes of this Limerick Senior Hurling Championship quarter final here at the Gaelic Grounds, the first of a double header today at 3:45 p.m. We've Patrickswell versus South Liberties winners of Group 1 of the Limerick, or Group 2 of the Limerick Senior Hurling Championship, and we'll be in Group 1 next year. Murroe Boher finished second place in Group 2, struggling, I have to say, after 19 minutes of this game, as Barry Hennessy pucks the ball out, and it's Jake Mulcahy being held on, holding on to the ball, but it's Murroe Boher who are going to come away with Matthew Hanley. A low pull from Matthew Hanley, and that maybe, as Matt has already said, an option to start need to make maybe a bit more direct is Jack Casey. Looks for Shawnee Tobin. It's the first time Shawnee Tobin, in fact it's Pat Tobin. Pat Tobin fouled by Barry, or not by Barry Cusick, by Benny Burke. Free from Murroe Boher, Matt. It scores the need, and it's again for the fourth or fifth time. It's Pat Tobin that seems to be their main danger man so far.
Yeah, he's their main danger man. And you will recall, going back 12 months, it was he here in this very venue in the replay of the county final on a Wednesday evening against Carrisballan, when he put in an absolute masterclass. I think he ended up with 8 points from play, you will recall. And he certainly is leading whatever challenge Murroe Boher are taking to Kilmallock now. You'd expect Sean to put this over the bar, which he does quite comfortably and competently. But like I suppose it's a sign of the problems that Murroe Boher have. They haven't got Sean Tobin, who is their key forward. You have to say, and he's the man that right through the campaign has been, their marquee forward. And he hasn't got his first time really getting on the ball was on a free 20 minutes into the game.
That's Murroe Boher on the attack now, looking for a bit of momentum as they trail by 10 points. Is Tobin on this right wing. Superb score from Pat Tobin. He kept it low. The breeze was always going to take it from there. The lead is down to 9 points, but Matt, again, it's very evident. Pat Tobin, again, key to everything good that Murroe Boher have done so far in the opening 21 minutes.
Yeah, he's the common denominator. He has got 3 of their 5 points. And I suppose it speaks for himself, and he hasn't wasted anything.
As Kilmallock come away again, it's Philip O'Loughlin to Mulcahy. He's trailed by Darren Dunlea, but it's Mulcahy with a chance to shoot. He opts not to, tries to flick it away from Dara Kennedy, and Kennedy does well. Mulcahy certainly overplayed that, and Dara Kennedy now under pressure, tried to use his pace to get out of it. He overcarried. They went long, it worked. Mikey Ryan managed to keep possession despite losing his hurley. The ball eventually came back to Aaron Kennedy. Kennedy, maybe a pot shot, but there's a pot shot that flew over the bar, and they should be going as Kilmallock come again actually here. Oisin O'Reilly with possession once more. O'Reilly turns onto his right hand side. It's a shot from Oisin O'Reilly, tails to the right, but Matt going back to Murroe Boher. The direct route has worked for them the couple of times they've used it. You're going to have to keep using it now.
Yeah, well, I think we flagged it from the very start, like that they should have been using it, and it certainly wasn't working, because what they'd got to do was get the ball out of their own half, because Kilmallock were creating such mayhem inside in their own half. Now it's like John Bruder, when he goes in at half time, he will be absolutely delighted that his team have recaptured the type of form that brought him to the threshold of the semi-final 2 weeks ago. But he'll have a bit of a dilemma insofar as that I would imagine at this point, will he look at his bench? Will he stick with what he has? You would have to say it's very, very, very difficult to see Murroe Boher turning this one around. They face the breeze in the second half, but they face a Kilmallock team that grew in confidence from the very first minute. And Kilmallock team that are on top of their game today and are playing very, 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 very good hurling. And I suspect deep down that John and his management team, and they're down under us here at the moment, conflabbing, they would have much preferred a tougher test because of the test that they're likely to face next week. So whether he will choose to stick with the 15 or make some changes or give some of the fringe players a run in anticipation and in preparation for next week, it'll be very interesting to see how they will line up in the second half. But certainly he has certainly the easier of the team talks down here on our left. Down on our right here, the Murroe Boher dressing room, I simply they go about trying to pick it up. They have been beaten in so many positions. I don't think in many ways I don't think they have done themselves justice so far. The manner in which they've been playing all year, or if they have, or if it is the Group 1 and Group. This is the best that comes out of Group 2. That it certainly hasn't closed the gap which it was intended to do. All right, they got competitive games during the group stages, and we talked at the outset that the confidence of winning 4 games in a row should stand to them. You wouldn't think so out there today so far, and I think they've got it wrong in so far as that they've kept too much of the ball down here rather than belting it down. Like if you were people of the quality, forwards of the quality of Pat Tobin and Sean Tobin, you want to get the ball as quickly as possible to them. Like, take a leaf out of the Kilmallock's book. They have Graham Mulcahy and they have Oisin O'Reilly inside the full forward line. What are they doing? Getting it into them as quickly as they humanly possible. No dallying, no messing, only get the ball into them. Get the ball into the men that can hurt the opposition. It's a tough team talk from Murroe Boher. Quite honestly, I think it's a desperate long road back. I have a feeling that they're not just going to... I cannot see beyond Kilmallock at this stage reaching the semi-final. Biggest challenge for Kilmallock now will be to get the maximum out of this game in terms of performance and momentum and confidence going into the Napier game next week.
That's the thoughts of Matt O'Callaghan from the Weekly Observer. Vale starts half-time here in the first of 2 Limerick Senior Hurling Championship games, being streamed live on Sporting Limerick's YouTube channel. Kilmallock lead Murroe Boher at half-time in the first.